Going.
No, you're good. Yeah,
Yeah. Scratch my balls real quick. All right.
And here we are.
Hey.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today with Jemal Curtis Barker Jr.,
yes, sir.
friend of the show, somebody
Yes,
who
sir.
actually, I'll tell you, actually inspired us to start doing this show
Yep.
by having us as guests on Three Faces of Jemal, his podcast.
The Mets podcast, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Also, a guy who is out here doing it. He's wrestling, he's training, he's currently working with LPW as Corporal Punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say enough about the guy. We have met him on the internet through the mid-card mess. Fantastic guy. We got along great, and he came out and watched Royal Rumble with us for our first costume party. It was a great time. So
yes, sir. That was a good time.
Yes, it was.
So now here we are, a year and a half, 2 years later, and you're a fucking professional wrestler, friend.
Just like that.
What are 2 years, right?
Yeah. What happens in 2 years? So
go ahead, man. Plug your shit. Tell everybody where they can find you and go ahead, man.
Absolutely, man. Just type in Corporal Punishment. You're gonna see my Instagram on the top. It's E4 Punishment at Instagram. You can see on the Instagram there. I also have a Corporal Punishment Facebook page that you can obtain from my page, which is my personal page. But if you want to book me, or if you want to have interviews and stuff like that, talk about my experience from not only House of Glory, LPW, but also my new wrestling school, which is at FSPW, then hit me up, and we can do business.
Yeah, no doubt.
Awesome. So I mean, we'll start off right away with what made you kind of make the jump from fan to I'm going to do this shit.
Well, it's everybody's dream to, everybody that watches, we all want to know what it's like to step foot in between the squared circle. You know what I'm saying? So any opportunity that you get to go to a show, or any type of event, or getting autographs and stuff, you always ask the questions, what's it like being in the ring? What's it like getting hit? What's it like, flying off the top rope? Does it hurt? Is it fake? All types of stuff. But what really inspired me to do it, to for real do it, my buddy who is Arcane Mantis in LPW, my boy Ozzy, man, he was the wrestler first, and he we were always chopping it up about wrestling and stuff like that, and I'm watching him do the damn thing, and I've been to a couple of his shows, and I was just like, you know what, if there's ever opportunity, then I'd take it. And long and behold, Samoa Joe had a seminar that I missed, and I was like, dang, I just missed it. It was in October of 24. So I was like, so the next seminar that happens, or the next tryout that happens, I'll try to go there. And it just so happened to be the following year in 2025, which was the Kurt Angle seminar. So from Samoa Joe to Kurt Angle. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me go to the Kurt Angle one. I happened to have the $2,000 needed to sign up. No, it was I think it was 500 down or something like that. 500 down, 200 a month. Yeah. So I paid $500 that day because I had it. And and I've been hitting the ground ever since.
So your friend that kind of got you into it, was he already a wrestler, or was he like you and was like, I want to become a wrestler, and you saw him or all right, now I can do it?
So he's been a wrestler for quite some time. He actually got trained by Johnny Rods from the Johnny Rods school.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, good shit, man.
Yeah, and
he's
then
a lot of big dudes. That's cool.
Yeah. So he got trained by Johnny Rods and everything like that, and then he transferred over to the House of Glory school, which then every time that he had a show, I went to it because I'm a loyal person, as you guys know. If you guys have something, I support it. Either way. I'll share it, I'll promote it, whatever have you. So but yeah, once I knew that he was in Hog at the same place. I was just like, yo, let me see if I could get it in. And originally, like, you know, I wasn't trying to be like pro wrestler. Like, you know, I told you guys this when I first met you. I was trying to break into the podcasting world so I could like probably dip my toes into some announcing tip. Like, you know, be like Byron Saxton or Michael Cole or somebody. But yeah, man, like, you know, once I did the seminar and trained a little bit, I was like, yeah, the wrestling bug bit me, and I'm just, you know, hitting the ground running full throttle. All gas, no brakes, baby.
Nice.
That's what's up.
So, first wrestling memory. How old were you when you fell in love? Is it something that came later in life, or has it been something like your whole life?
I think my first wrestling memory was watching like a Sunday Night Heat like in 1994, 95 or some shit like that. Like I was like 4 years old, seeing like, you know, clips of like, you know, Bret Hart and Lex Luger fucking going at it with like Yokozuna and then Undertaker doing something to somebody. Like that's literally like my earliest memories. I remember watching like a Sunday Night Heat or something like that. And then as I got older, by the time that I understood what was going on with wrestling, it was already like the tail end, like the last 2 years of the Monday Night Wars. So when that shift happened, when Mick Foley won the title, that's when I started to like I know every fucking thing from then all the way to now. So
nice.
So here's an interesting question in my opinion. Who's somebody that you may not have had respect or been keen to until after you started training? It made you realize what that person actually can accomplish or is accomplishing.
It's kind of hard because, like, you know, there's a lot of don't meet your heroes when it pertains to pro wrestling right now, especially as a pro wrestler. But there's also, like, you know, people that you really don't expect. There's like so many people that have helped me like in training. Like I seen wrestle before, but then like I see them in training, I'm like, oh wow, like this guy's pretty cool, or like, oh, he's kind of just like me type stuff. So, you know, but there's just a plethora of them. Shout out to my boy Tiny Giant. Shout out to my boy JJP and Dual Focus. Like, you know, they just won the LPW Tag Team Championship, so that's pretty cool. My guy Danny Styles, he won the Legacy Cup a few Legacy Cups ago. So, you know, all my peoples out in HOG and LPW type stuff. And then, you know, I'm now learning under the learning tree from. It's crazy because like the lineage now that I have is a very unique lineage of learning pro wrestling. So I go from House of Glory, learning under the tree of Amazing Red. Like the Amazing Red is like teaching us and coaching us, and everybody that he taught is teaching us and coaching us. To now I moved to North Carolina, and now I'm getting trained by the DPW heavyweight champion LeBron Cozone. So like it's like, you know, that lineage goes crazy, and you know his lineage goes crazy too because Javon Evans literally is on Monday Night Raw right now. Jackson Drake is literally featured prominently heavy on NXT. Griff Garrison is doing his thing in Ring of Honor and AEW and stuff like that. Jada Stone is literally on TNA Impact every week. So like, you know, it's like that's the type of people. And then also people from Hog came over, like Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn from Private Party. They come there to train also. So it's just like, you know, this unique lineage that I have from just learning the business and learning how to wrestle type stuff. It's been incredible. So yeah.
Now my question to you is while you're training and you're taking bumps, right?
Yeah.
Is it getting easier or you still feeling the same?
It fucking hurts. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. It fucking hurts. But at the same time, like, you know, this is a 35-year-old fucking combat veteran that decided, oh, I'm gonna do pro wrestling. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, of course it's gonna fucking hurt. But I think that even if I was like 20 something or whatever, it'd still be the same hurt. But it's like a different kind of hurt, right? Like once your body gets used to it, then you get used to it. But nobody sees that, like, when you come home, the Epsom salt baths you have to take, or like, just
Right.
the
Right.
full day of rest that you need afterwards, or like, I'll just be so sore. But at the same time, I don't let that deter me to not come back. Some people, they try out. I've seen it already. Like, people come try out and they'll be there for a couple weeks, and then you'll never hear from them fucking ever again. Like, they're not coming back. Like,
Yeah.
the training was too hard. They overestimated themselves. They underestimated themselves. They just don't have it in them, or they just don't love this. And if you don't love this, then you're not going to make it, type shit.
True.
So,
True.
and
It's funny. That's not the first time we've heard that. We interviewed a guy named RJ Carnage, who's a local wrestler in our area, who's actually really good. If you get a chance, check out. He's got a match with Phil Insane, which is fucking
It's
nuts.
fucking bananas.
But he said a very similar thing. He was during training. You would see guys come in for maybe a week, maybe 3 days, and just never show up again. He said they didn't
never
have
again to be returned. It's hard. It's
But I
hard
bet
to-
But I bet it's so rewarding when you're coming out that curtain, though. That's when that's got to be the rush that that everybody
Although-
wants to have.
all that hard work, all that preparation, all that training, all the sweat, the blood, the bruises, the broken bones, you don't feel that shit when you go out there. And it's like a happy nervousness. And it doesn't matter if you're in front of 20 people. It doesn't matter if you're in front of 200 people. It doesn't matter if you're in front of 2,000 people. And I can only imagine what it's like for people who are in front of a WWE crowd or AW crowd, because I haven't reached that level yet. But just being in front of 200 plus people chanting, or just the roar of the crowd, that's an indescribable feeling that I wish everybody could have at least once in their life. If I stop wrestling today, which I won't, but if I did stop wrestling today, I would be happily fulfilled, with the career that I had, whatever I've done, I'm happy about it. So
That's what's up.
I think you've prepared yourself for the bumps by being a veteran and a skateboarder. You've probably
Yeah.
fallen and busting your ass a million times on the skateboard.
thousands of times,
On
still
concrete.
busting my ass on the skateboard. And I'll go to training, wrestling, and then freaking afterwards, I'll be like, I feel like skating today, and I'm like what the fuck? In my mind, I'm like, no normal person does this, but I'm not normal. So.
That's why we like you, because you're not normal. That's why we get along. I don't think any one of us are normal either. But,
No.
I got a few fun ones. It's a question I like to ask everybody that we have on. One deceased versus one active wrestler. Fantasy book it. What would you love to see?
Ooh, a deceased wrestler that's no longer with us. I would definitely like to see. You know what? Give me Eddie Guerrero versus Dom Mysterio. Let me get that match. Let me get that motherfucking match. Let me get it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not mad
Let me
at that.
get that.
I'm not mad at that. So we talk about fantasy booking. Who are some people you kind of in your eyes feel like you could potentially be in the ring with that are active now?
That all depends on me, but if I was to progress very quickly type stuff, I would love when I get better, I would love to go against somebody like a bunch of my hot guys like Charles Mason or Montekia. I would love to go against LeBron Cozone or Manny Soulfly. If we're talking bigger names, Jay Lethal's still active right now, so I would love to go in the ring with him. I would love to wrestle the likes of basically anybody on NXT. I would like to wrestle them. By the time that I probably get somewhere along that level, they would probably be higher echelon of stars and stuff like that. But the truth is that it's just a blessing to be in the ring to begin with. So any match that I have is just I'm grateful for it.
Nice. So you brought up NXT. What's your jam right now? Are you watching everything, or is there something you kind of
Everything that I
you're
can
not missing?
consume, everything that I can consume. Like I find myself doing more studying than I have before. When I mean studying, I'm just like watching different matches, trying to see, okay, can I do that? Do I have the ability to do that? Or oh, I could take a piece of this and then add it to my character. Thinking of like different ways to incorporate things that people are doing and try to put my own spin on it and stuff like that. So
So do you think you watch wrestling different now because of that? Like you think you can't really watch it as a fan? You kind of look at it and analyze it from that perspective?
So it's almost like a gift and a curse because, like, when you're watching as a fan, like I could turn it off. I
Cool.
treat it as I treated the military. Like, there's a point in time that you have to cut that shit off and just be a human being, right? So as a fan, like, yes, I can shut my brain off and just watch it to enjoy it. But then, like, critiquing it as a pro wrestler, it's like, oh, he really botched that spot. Oh, wait a minute, that shouldn't have happened. Oh, I could see. Oh, he's grabbing the attention of the crowd. Oh, that's what they mean by slow down. Oh, that's what they mean. Like, like I'm looking at it from way different angle than I ever looked at it before, and it's kind of fun trying to pick the pieces of the puzzle to see, okay, that's the cutoff, that's the shine, that's the point in the match that, like, you're trying to call, or oh, I don't think they called that was like freestyle and stuff like that. It's really exciting to do, but I try to shut my brain off to watch it first and then I'll analyze it later.
Nice.
Makes sense.
Good.
So, I mean, obviously, with being a veteran, this is probably where you got the inspiration for your in-ring persona.
Oh yeah, corporal punishment is for real. Like it's just Corporal Barker up to 11. That's all that it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Those are the best characters too, bro. The ones that are like real life, just like you said, turned up to 11.
That's it. That's all I got to do. All I have to do is like, okay, you're in the Marine Corps, and then I'm locked in. Like, all right, I'm in the Marine Corps now. Like type stuff. Like, and then it's not so much. I know that I can do like my shit as a Marine, but it's now showing the crowd and the audience, okay, who's this fucking guy? I've never seen him before in my life. Like, well, why should I believe he doesn't even look like a damn Marine? When you see me in person, do I dress like a Marine? Hell the fuck no. But when you talk to me and then you hear my story and everything like that, then you're like, oh shit, hold on, maybe I got to think twice about this guy type stuff. But it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? You believe me, you don't, you'll see in the ring. Definitely, for sure.
So he brought up the name that obviously it's from you being in the Marines.
Mhm.
When you were a kid, what was the name you had in your mind? Was it always Corporal Punishment, or did you have something else when you were younger?
Like, when I was younger, like I was always thinking of like the name The Professional something. Like, I would always like, make my wrestler in like SmackDown and SmackDown versus Raw and stuff like that. It will always be The Professional because like I like technical wrestling, like the Dean Malenkos, the Perry Saturns, Eddie Guerreros, the William Regals, and anybody that does like a good suplex. I like watching Ultimo Dragon suplex somebody. I like when Jushin Thunder Liger like went over somebody and then hit him with like a power bomb. I like the like when somebody like puts their arm behind the back and then do a back body drop type stuff. So it works the arm. Bret Hart does very good technical in-ring work like that. I think of current people like Charlie Dempsey, like, something like that along those lines. Timothy Thatcher, something like that. Pete Dunne. Yeah.
British wrestling, baby. That they British wrestling, in my opinion, is probably the best mixture of all of the types of wrestling. So I think you get everything. You get all of it with the British style wrestling. And it's crazy because you brought up three British wrestlers right there. It was interesting.
I mean, like, I remember a time when I used to watch WCPW religiously before they folded and stuff like that. This version of Joe Hendry, right? I was always adamant that Joe Hendry will make it to WWE, but his gimmick here is not what the Joe Henry that I remember watching. I remember Joe Henry was part of a group called The Prestige, and I loved that group. That group was awesome. Like, you know, they had like Joe Coffey in that bit. They had Ligero. They had BT Gunn. Like, it was crazy. And Joe Henry was like the leader. Yo, it was just fantastic. They were like British Evolution almost. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. It was crazy. But
So it's a totally different character.
yeah, he was like he was a heel at the time. Gabe Kidd was a rookie, like, you know, like plucky babyface rookie, and he was beating his ass all the time until like Gabe Kidd finally got over on Joe Henry, and then he went to Japan on excursion, and now you see what Gabe Kidd looks like right now.
He's a fucking monster.
You know?
Did he always have blonde hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
So his looks pretty much been the same, but the character was just
Interesting.
different.
I gotta check
Characters
that out.
leaps and bounds different.
A lot less smiles and
That
claps.
I think that
Wait,
kinda
you're talking
shows-
about Joe Henry. Joe Henry didn't always have blonde hair. He had like brown hair.
That's what I-
Yeah,
black
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, cool. All right. I was gonna say, man, if he was able to pull the same look off and just be a heel, that's like, damn, bro.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of cookie cutter questions.
Let's get it.
Who's your favorite all time wrestler?
AJ Styles. Now he's retired. It's always been AJ, right? Obviously growing up before AJ was AJ, like, you know, you had like, you know, your Stone Colds, your The Rocks, the Undertaker, Mankind's and stuff like that. Like Triple H would have been the answer to that question before, but like as like watching the entirety of the career, then I'm looking at AJ Styles, Shawn Michaels, a close number 2. I did like Rob Van Dam stuff, so that's like my number 3. So yeah,
It's fair.
I think AJ's worked his way up into top workers of all time. I think he deserves to be in that
100%.
discussion.
With all the
You know,
promotions he's been in.
I think everybody kind of says it's Flair, Shawn Michaels are like 1A, 1B. But I'm with you. I think AJ Styles definitely should be in the conversation for
I
Yeah.
agree.
one of the
Especially-
great
I just think it's
especially
because
WWE.
I've watched his entire career, like, you know, from start to finish. Like when he was a nobody on WCW Thunder to being the GOAT in Japan to like, you know, WWE champ. Like when he won the WWE championship for the first time, I was like, well, fucking deserved. Like he needed that. Like, solidified himself as one of the best ever to do it. So like I was all right with it.
Yeah, my man had 3 runs in 3 separate companies, like as the top guy with TNA, New Japan, and fucking WWE. Like that's crazy. So you really think he's going to stay retired? Or do you think we're going to see him show up somewhere else?
Knowing him as a man of faith, as a man of God, he's a man of his word, so he's just gonna probably just be a dad, like he said he would. Like, you know, as a dad myself, and I'm pretty sure you guys, you know, fathers and stuff like that, gotta watch the kids, gotta take care of the kids.
I did really enjoy his little send off on Monday. He pretty much said that the only reason he was able to be who he is because of his wife.
Yeah.
And I helped raise my kids through FaceTime. And like he gave her so much credit. And then they came out and surprised him to let him know he's going in the Hall of Fame with the Undertaker.
Yeah.
It was a nice little send off. WWE usually does pretty good with those emotional moments. So that was good. We have another thing that we do here is every person that we interview, we have them ask a question for our next interview. We're going to come back to that, but I'm going to have you answer the question that our last interview, who was RJ Carnage, asked. And his question was, if not wrestling, what would you be doing?
Like in the wrestling space, or just like if I wasn't
if
wrestling at
if
all?
you weren't wrestling, what would you have chose to do with your life, you think?
I probably would have tried to be the better skateboarder. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got to be a better skateboarder. I got to get out of here somehow. You know? Yeah,
That's fair
probably a skateboarder.
Skateboard
Or a
beat.
rapper. Skateboarder,
We'll
rapper,
wrap. I
rapper,
mean,
skateboarder.
we're gonna have to kick something here one of these days, bro. I've been writing a lot more.
I know we got
Like,
Tony
don't-
coming on. I know he's gonna get
don't
beat
get
up
him
probably.
started,
I know,
don't get
for real. A few more drinks and he'll be freestyling for you, bro.
So you said when you started training, it was Amazing Red was your first trainer when you started.
Yes,
What do
sir.
you think is the biggest difference between his training style towards LeBron Cozone right now training styles, like their approaches?
So basically they're both on the same tip when it comes to the approach of pro wrestling. Like they're some wrestling schools train to teach you moves after move after move and just teach you moves and that's it. What Cozone and what Red does, they teach you how to get booked. They teach you how to be a star. They teach you how to get on TV. Like that's what they're teaching you. The biggest difference I have to say is that at Hog, it's more of a faster pace. It's like, you know, if you're not keeping up, then you're gonna get left behind and keep learning the basics before you get up to here. With FSPW, it's more like, okay, we're gonna get everybody on par. If you're not, then you're not, but we'll keep, like, you know, throwing you into the fire to see like if you can get there. Like they're not gonna deny you access to learn the new stuff. It's just that, like, you know, you just might take a little bit longer. He'll separate you from, like, you know, the more advanced people and everything like that. With Hog, it's like, you know, you're a rookie until you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you'll always be a rookie if you don't put the work in, and they could tell who puts the work in and who doesn't. So, like, you know, they are, you know, they bring in all the champions, and you know, Charles Mason came to train with us. Jody Ora, who's the LPW champion, he trains with us. Oni King, he trains with us. Private Party, anytime they're in New York, they come and train with us. And then it also shows like people who are on TV or who are world renowned come to Hog. Like one day, like I'm pulling up to class and freaking Sheamus is in there rolling with everybody. I'm like, oh, what is that famous? One day I came to class and Javon Evans just so happened to be there. It was like, what? Oh, you training with us? Like, that's crazy. Like, I got to roll with him a little bit prior to FSPW. So, like, you know, that was pretty cool. Who else came? Anytime Mercedes comes, she goes over to Hog and stuff like that. So, like, you know, but she was with all the advanced people, and she was outworking them and showing them there's levels to this shit. So, you know, there is definite levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more cardio that I have to do. There's so much more aesthetic that I have to do. I'm a big dude, but I'm not a big dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta get my weight up type stuff. But yeah, man, like, you know, the staunch difference is that it's faster pace at Hog versus a slower pace at FSPW, but it's still what they teach you is how to be a star instead of just being a wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah, another question I do have. Is it hard, like, to get chemistry, like, when you're wrestling somebody? Like, how does that come? Do you guys practice? Like, how does that work? Like, that's my question as a fan to somebody that.
As with anything, like, you know, basic humans, like just thinking of the human aspect of things, some people you're gonna get along with and some people you're not. And then even people that you get along with, sometimes they might suck. And then there's some people that you cannot stand and they're like the best ever. So, like, you know, you just gotta figure out a way to find it. And you know, I mean, look at Seth Rollins, CM Punk. They both wrestle well together, but they fucking can't stand each other. They just do business. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it's got to go down. Be a professional at all times when it comes to this shit. Everybody shit stinks sometimes. Everybody shit stinks sometimes.
Nobody is
Look at Brock Lesnar. Look at Brock Lesnar.
I tell you, it's awesome to just from the first time we met you in person to look at your growth, because you just started training when we first met you in person. Like I think you were literally just training for less than 6 months at that point when we first met you in person.
Right. I was about like 3 months in.
Yeah. And I was seeing like the time as time goes by, like the progression, like videos of you doing the somersault rolls to take the, to learn to take that bump properly. Little promos that you post on Instagram. I mean, there was one that you were, I don't know where the hell you were. It looked like you might have just went to a fucking greenhouse somewhere and just snuck out this long grass. And bro, that shit to me, it was so funny because you just kind of popped up. But then when you delivered your promo, it gave me like Jake the Snake vibes, because it was a very low talk, but it was intense and serious. So I was like, oh fuck yeah, let's go, Jemal. Like it gets me pumped anytime I see something. I just shared your picture and put target acquired.
Bang, bang, bang.
It's refreshing, especially when you've met somebody personally and had built a relationship with them, to see them grow. It's rewarding to me just to see it, and I'm not even the guy doing it. So we are extremely proud of what you're doing, and we're happy for you, brother. Sure.
I appreciate that, man. And like, hopefully, like, the fruits of my labor is not wasted on, like I don't want to let nobody down type stuff. And I don't think that I do let anybody down, but it's just like mostly like, okay, all these people believe in me. Let me prove them right instead of like proving them wrong type stuff. Because, as I told you guys when I first met y'all, the course of my life has not been easy, but like, a lot of people told me I wouldn't make it to do any fucking thing. And here I am, a Marine, a dad, like just a pro wrestler, like a lot of things that they told me I couldn't do, I'm doing. So, it's happening.
So what's your finish now? And is it the same finish that you had when you were growing up there? Or did you have a different one kind of in your mind when you were growing up?
So yes, I think it's still the Texas Cloverleaf. But I put a knee in your back though. Like I don't do the Dean Malenko joint. I get the cloverleaf on, and then I'm putting the knee in your back like a lion tamer. It's called I'm calling it the dishonorable discharge. That's what it's going to be called.
Nice.
I like solid name, bro.
That is dope.
Solid name.
Once the dishonorable discharge is in, then you get steps and taps, baby. Steps and taps, and pack them up, and get them out of here.
That's great. Great name.
But
great.
I've always used that, or I've always tried to incorporate that, like even in like my wrestling games, or if I was fake wrestling somebody back in the Gap and try to put the Texas Cloverleaf on and stuff like that. I actually learned that move from a Frank Shamrock seminar when I was doing my karate school or my Kendo school back in like when I was in 7th grade or something like that. And once I learned how to do it, I was like, I like this. And then that's what drew me to like Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn and all those people like that.
So wait, you said karate training? You've done that as well?
It was like more of like a blend of like different things. They really targeted like Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do stuff, but they did a bunch of like Muay Thai and Taekwondo, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, American wrestling and stuff like that. So I did that when I was like little. When I say little, I'm talking like I'm 7th, 8th grade type shit. Nice. So yeah.
Nice. That's good shit. I love like jiu-jitsu, that type of combat sport to me that's the shit, man.
It actually helped me when I was learning the Marine Corps stuff that they were teaching us whenever we did like McMap and stuff like that. So it's like, they'll teach us certain techniques, but then I would know a little bit extra because of that experience. So
nice.
But I'm not always the biggest dog in the yard. I got hit with a Google Plateau one time. I was like, how the fuck did I get caught in this shit?
Wow. That's nice. That's good shit, man. That's good shit. Do you plan on using some of that stuff in your arsenal as you go through your career?
Eventually, but like as like Red and Kozone was saying, it's just like try to keep things as simple as possible, because then when you whip that out, then it'll pop the crowd type stuff. So I'm gonna keep some of the moves close to the chest until it's time to whip it out, and then just keep my basic arsenal for now.
Nice. So do you have any shows or anything coming up that you want to plug that you can kind of tell everybody that are coming up or anything like that?
Actually, I do, right? So we got here at FSPW, they got the Afterburn show, which is gonna be posted on YouTube and stuff like that. There's just a bunch of like FSPW students that's gonna be in that show. The following day, they have the Boxcar 21. So that's another show that they do at it's like a Boxcar arcade or whatever. Now they go to like this arcade place and then they set the ring up, and we have a show over there out in Greensboro, North Carolina for both shows. The Afterburn show is going to be actually at the school. So if you're in North Carolina and you want to go peep us out, that's at the 12 Wendy Court Afterburn on on Thursday coming up. I think, yeah, the Thursday coming up on March 5th, I think that is. March 6th is going to be the Boxcar showcase show, and then I might be featured in a battle royal on Path to Glory. They have the tournament. I know I shared it on Facebook and stuff like that, but like yeah, I might be featured in that battle royal, but we'll see. I have gear. I'm ready. Like we'll see. And the winner of that battle royal, let's just say that like he's going to be in that tournament for the FSPW championship. So I'm looking for that.
Good shit. So you were in Hog in New York and you're in North Carolina. You moved New York to North Carolina?
So I'm originally from New York, right?
Okay.
I'm a Bronx born I'm a Queens born, Bronx raised guy, right?
All right.
So I'm from the Bronx.
So
Born in Queens, but I raised in the Bronx. When I joined the Marine Corps, I learned everything North Carolina wise because I stayed in Jacksonville for like probably like 8 or 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Because of the homelessness stint that I had with like the ex-wife and everything like that, I brought myself back out of homelessness and came back to New York, and then worked my way back up to become who I am today. So type stuff.
Wow. So that's a crazy move to be able to kind of make that kind of jump. Where is this your final landing spot? Or are you kind of just going to go with the flow and kind of go where it takes you?
I believe that I want this to be my final landing spot because I'm tired of moving. I'm 35 years old. I'm fucking just done. I found my passion with the wrestling. So if I could get somewhere close to my wrestling school that I could train and just live, then that's cool. Oh shit, I forgot to plug another thing because I'm here at FSPW here in North Carolina, but also LPW has a show March 7th on that Saturday or Friday. I think it is one of those days. I think it's Saturday or Friday. Whatever March 7th is, that's going to be LPW. They have a show out in Missouri and Queens. Go get your tickets. It's going to be a good show. It's all the LPW graduates, the House of Glory people who working their ass off to get to House of Glory and stuff like that. As I've mentioned, Dual Focus, who is the LPW Tag Team Champions, they have just got they got featured on Hog not too long ago, who actually beat the main event, and it's crazy. I don't know if you guys seen that viral clip of Charles Mason cracking that shorty in the crowd, but
that's with the kick.
Yeah.
No,
so that's basically the homie kicking the homie. I'm just watching my homies kick the homie. That's it.
I don't know how many times I rewatched that, and then Andrade's fucking reaction was crazy, dude. Crazy. Yeah. I said, Fran and I were talking before we got on camera. He was about to text me because he wanted to go. We couldn't make the show, and we wanted to. I had to work that next day, but it was so God. I tried to make everything happen to be there.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good show. And then I think Hog got something going on at WrestleMania weekend. They're gonna be that WrestleMania weekend, they're gonna be there. So like, you know, go peep out the homies at Hog, peep out everything that FSPW is doing, and you know, like, yeah, I support both brands. I'm homegrown, both of them. So
Nothing wrong with it. That's good
No.
shit. It's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's all love.
Doesn't make any sense to not support them, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. But I noticed that very quickly with you. Even before we met in person and we would speak online, you could just tell that you're that kind of guy. If you fuck with somebody, you support them immediately. That's-
always. No, whether it's your music, whether it's your podcast, whether it's your journey, your weight loss journey, your whatever. Like, you know, if I fucks with you, then you know, I got you got my support.
Yep. And vice versa, right?
yeah, I mean we're
Like,
we're pretty much the same kind of guys.
like,
We're out here having fun doing this. To us. I'm going to bring it back to when we went on your podcast. You came and watched the Royal Rumble with us at Francisco's house, and you were like, "Hey, you guys want to do an episode of the podcast?" And I was very drunk. I'm going to tell you that right now, very drunk. I remember your opening your opening was the not one, and I'm in the background yelling one, and you're like not two, but three, three. Like I was very animated that night. But it was a lot of fun because you had left, and Francisco and I were outside having a cigarette, and he was like, "Yo, we should do a podcast. We get together and we talk wrestling all the time anyway. Maybe somebody would want to hear it." As soon as he said that to me, I was like, "Yeah, yep, we're gonna do that." And then we got Aaron involved because I know Aaron is.
Oh yeah.
If it was just me and Fran, we'd be there'd be no, it'd be fucking out here. But Aaron keeps us grounded.
3-man booth, baby.
3-man booth.
Well, I just have to say I'm glad for you guys' growth. I'm glad that I was able to inspire you guys to, you know, do this and just keep on doing it. The Mid-Card Mess podcast isn't dead. It's just on hiatus because like I've been putting all of my energy into, you know, wrestling. But it's not dead. It's not gone. I still got stuff in the clip. You know, I've still been getting ideas and stuff like that. I might have a revamp now that I moved. I've been thinking about getting my sister on full time. So, you know, me and her can chop it up and get some shit going on. So, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know when, but probably soon. But like I'm focusing on the wrestling right now, and yeah, like just wait on it.
That leads me to an interesting question. So you just said you get your sister on board. So you're not the only wrestling fan in your family.
Oh no. My niece, my nephews, my sister. I actually was told this the other day. They were like, "Yo, you can literally get anybody to watch wrestling, even if they don't fuck with it." And I was like, "Well, yeah, like it's one of the best mediums out there and stuff like that." No, but then they were telling me like, "No, but Jemal, you can literally get anybody to watch pro wrestling. Like no matter what pro wrestling it is, you can get somebody to watch it." And I was just like, "Well, you know, it's just because I like it. Like, you know, it's like not a thing." It's like, no, but you don't understand. That's power. You have a power right there that you can get somebody interested in something that they're not interested in. That's a power. I didn't think about it like that, but now as I'm doing wrestling now, it's like, oh shit, I can use that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to translate that passion to come see me beat people up or get beat up or whatever have you. So just telling good stories. I just like the good stories.
I think that's really cool because in my family, I'm the only wrestling fan. And I'm pretty sure Francisco, in your family, you're the only wrestling fan.
Yep.
Aaron has a brother who has female reproductive organs. He's a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's only him.
Yeah.
So,
but that actually kind of leads me into mine is, you know, you grew up with like kind of like us on the East Coast in the 90s. Were you an ECW guy, WWF guy?
Oh man, I had no business. I had no business watching ECW at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I made sure that TV was low. I made sure that TV was low because I had no business watching TV that late at night.
Friday night or Saturday night?
It was Friday.
Saturday night?
Friday.
Friday night. It was Friday. Yeah. All right. Yep.
Right. So how it goes is like, you know, you had Nitro and Raw on Monday, and we had to pick a show. Then on Tuesday, I used to go on like Telemundo or whatever the frick and watch like some CMLL or fucking some AAA. And then on Wednesday, they had like on MTV2 like Wrestling Society X and shit like that. So
Just
there was
talking about
We're
that.
literally just talking
Just
about that
talking about it, bro.
before we got on here.
freaking Thursday they had TNA. Friday, well, they didn't have TNA yet, but like, you know, Thursday was like, you know, I would just like search like local channels and stuff like that. Sometimes they would have wrestling, sometimes they wouldn't, like some indie crap that you don't know who the hell nobody is. Friday was SmackDown, and then like a little after SmackDown, like, you know, obviously SmackDown's over, so you had like a good 2 hours before like ECW came on and stuff like that.
Fucking hour in ECW was the shit, bro.
Man, I remember the first time I seen ECW. I remember the first time that I seen ECW. It was Mike Awesome beating the crap out of Just Incredible, and Lance Storm had to come save his ass. Hilarious. And then they showed like clips of the pay-per-view. I believe it was like the pay-per-view where fucking Taz, like him and Bam Bam went through the ring and stuff like that. So they were like, they were. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was Heat Wave, I think. That was such a big ECW. See, I always ask people that because I think older wrestling fans had it the best. The new wrestling fans, they get everything. We had to get what was available to us based on where we live.
Yes.
So, like, we were lucky. New York, Pennsylvania, we got ECW. We interviewed people from the South that didn't get to see it. So I feel our generation was spoiled as far as we had to, some people had to kind of miss out on it. Do you think this generation of wrestling, there's too much of it, too much going on? Because there's 3-hour shows, 2-hour shows, 5-hour pay-per-views, 2 days worth of WrestleManias. Do you think it's too much?
So you just got to look at it like this, right? Wrestling is a business. Like pro wrestling is a business. As with anything, like, you know, there could be too much medium of anything. Like, you know, think about like everybody that goes to a Comic-Con for anime. How much anime are they consuming? How much Crunchyroll are you watching? How much High Dive are you really getting? Like, you know, and this is me as an anime guy. Like, I watch a lot of freaking anime on a lot of different platforms and read a lot of different manga and stuff like that. So, you know, when you put anime and you swap it for like video games, how much video games are you playing? Are you playing everything? Do you have a Switch? Do you have a PlayStation? Do you have an Xbox? Do you have PC? Do you have like all these games and stuff like that? How are you finishing them? Did you play Ghost of Tsushima? Did you play freaking Fable 1, 2, and 3? Did you play Gears of War? Did you play Mass Effect? Like, you know, did you play Red Dead? Did you play Grand Theft Auto? Did you play all of them? Did you play all the Assassin's Creeds? Like, you know, it's all the same shit. It's all the same mediums. Think of I like to also compare from like movies. Like, you know, people talk about the Marvel movies, like all 8,000 of them shits. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a episodic thing that you watch and you either like it or you don't. Wrestling is the same shit.
Yeah.
You either like it or you don't.
Music, right? How many, like, I say I use Prince as a great example. The guy had fucking 34 albums and 3 of them were hits. Like, there's a lot of garbage in there. Like, there's some of that happens. I'm not saying there's garbage with the wrestling, but I'm kind of
right.
Articulate what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, 100%. I think that there's that's a great argument. I think anybody who makes the argument there's too much wrestling, listen to his argument. It's a great, he articulated it very perfectly. Well put, sir. Well put.
I think a lot when you think about as a fan, when I think about there's so many different wrestling organizations and so many different ways to watch wrestling and consume it. I may not be a fan of all of it, but I'm just so happy that it's there because that
It wasn't
creates
always there.
opportunity. It creates
It wasn't-
opportunity for other people. And also, you never know. If I don't say, recently we talked about Hangman Page. I've been a hater of Hangman Page since he was probably born. I probably don't even like his great grandparents. I just
So
there's
I
something
have
about the guy. I
I
just
have a
hate him.
question. I have a
Hold
question.
on,
Did you
let me finish. I've come around. I've come around. I'm starting to appreciate him, and it took a while to appreciate him, but now I'm starting to. Okay, I get it. I understand now what his appeal is and why people like him, even though he's still not. I'm not a fan of him, but I get it now. So
You
it's
should be.
I like that. I'm a preferred WWE guy to watch. If I'm watching the big ones, I'm watching WWE preferred. But I can appreciate everything that's going on in AEW. And I think a lot of people don't use that mind frame. This is what I like, and you're wrong if you don't like this.
I attribute that to back when I was growing up. We'll go back to what you were saying about the music. You know, as a Black Puerto Rican Dominican kid from the Bronx, what am I supposed to listen to? I'm supposed to listen to rap all the time. I'm supposed to listen to R&B. I'm supposed to listen to reggaeton and bachata and merengue. I'm supposed to listen to this stuff. And not saying that I don't, because I do, you know. But at the same time, when I stepped out of the bubble that was, you know, all the rap, all the merengue, all the bachata and all that stuff like that. When I stepped out that bubble and then inserted myself into like postmodern hardcore and metal and screamo and all that stuff like that, and then also with, like I said, like, you know, watching a lot of anime, so now there's like this whole other entity of like, oh, there's Japanese people doing Japanese R&B, Japanese pop, Japanese rock, Japanese this, that, and the third, which then now you open your doors, or you open your interest into, okay, there's a Japanese version of this. What's the Russian version look like? What's the Italian version look like? What's this version look like? What's like the South American version look like? So now that you open that door, it's just out there now, and now you have a bigger bubble type stuff. So yeah, man,
Absolutely. It's about the curiosity of there's all these genres, and if you're not aware of it, you kind of want to be knowledgeable. It's one of those things. And it's funny that we brought up music, because I had a question in mind. Licensing and copyright aside, if you could pick any song to be your entrance theme, what song would that be?
Oh man, I had a couple in mind. Like, I always thought Silverstein's "Fist Wrapped in Blood" was a good like intro, like type how it starts, and like, you know, how somebody could come out to that. But lately I've been trying to figure out, especially for Corporal Punishment, like what kind of music I want to come out to. Do I want to come out to like a more stoic, like hip hoppy kind of thing, or do I want to come out to like the generic military guy, metal hardcore or whatever the freak and stuff like that? I'm just trying to figure out what's different. But if I was to come out to music right now, then it would definitely be probably like "Fist Wrapped in Blood" by Silverstein.
What's the rapper from the 90s? DJ Drama? Is that his
He
name?
was
With
a
the
rapper.
left, right, left. There's a rap song that has that too.
They have the locks have something like that.
They do.
Yeah,
LOS.
bro, there's something out there. We're gonna go on the hunt. We're gonna find some music for you, bro. That's some good shit. That's good shit. I like it.
Maybe some from the No Limit Soldiers. I don't know.
Oh shit.
I don't know.
You're in North Carolina. You're in the South now, anyway. I mean, come on.
Who are you talking about right now?
So, do you have any go-to wrestling that you put on? Like any old school stuff? Like if you just want to watch a match, you like, I know, like I've watched the Taker and Mick Foley Hell in the Cell match a million times. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart and Austin at WrestleMania. I watched that one a million times. Do you have a match like that you kind of go to? And
I have a couple. I have a couple. So the triple threat that Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, and AJ had at No Surrender, that was really good.
Yeah. Good
Um
call.
I really enjoy watching Kurt Angle and Brock on that SmackDown, the Iron Man match, the 30-minute Iron Man match. I'll watch that. Sometimes I'll defer if I'm watching older school wrestling, then I'll watch like the older War Games matches just for like shits and giggles. I do like watching the first Elimination Chamber match because like everybody didn't know what the fuck was going on type shit. So and then especially the finish with Shawn Michaels winning, like who the fuck, like how Sway, like what the fuck is
Yeah.
happening?
With that
Um,
hair and those poo-poo pants.
if I'm watching something, then I would go watch like some old New Japan pro wrestling. We're talking like Three Musketeer era with like Masahiro Chono and
Oh, he's
and
watching my
Great
shit.
Muda
And
and
Kawada.
Kawada,
Yeah,
Ten
man.
Ryu, and
Let's
freaking
go. That's my
yeah.
shit, bro.
Um,
That's
you
my
know,
shit.
yeah, man. Like if I'm looking at like groups and stables and stuff like that, I go defer to like one of my favorite stables of all time, which is Los Ingobernables.
Mhm.
Not De Japón. I'm just talking Los Ingobernables as
Yeah.
its own entity out in like
Mhm.
AAA. I mean CMLL. It was CMLL.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. And then obviously like I'm a Bullet Club guy, so now I'm like rewatching old Bullet Club matches and stuff like that, who was in it, looking at the lineage of the Bullet Club and stuff like that. So yeah, man, like I watch a lot of stuff. I watch a lot of stuff. Rey Mysterio versus Will Ospreay at freaking WCPW. They changed it to Defiant, I think, at one point in time. So yeah, man, like it was just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Whatever I'm into, whatever I'm feeling that day.
Nice.
That's what's up.
Nice. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for coming on.
Hold on now.
Oh no,
Oh,
we got
you got more?
Hold on.
We have to ask
Yeah.
Jemal.
Oh, that's right. You had the
let's
final
go.
question. I'm sorry.
We
got-
we go
I
ahead and
apologize.
try to connect all of our interviews.
That's right.
So if you could ask, we don't know. I mean, we do know who our next guest is, but you don't know. Let's hear a question from you that you would like to hear our next guest answer. Doesn't have to be wrestling related, but preferred wrestling related, since we're a wrestling podcast.
Sure.
Is this next person a wrestler? The only I need to know if the next person is a wrestler or not. That'll
This
depend
next
on the
person, as far as we know, because audibles have been called like tonight,
Mhm.
and the next scheduled person is not a wrestler.
Okay. Is the okay? Let me just fucking think of a question here. Yeah. Sorry, I'm at a blank. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second.
We put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Think about it while I ask the guys.
Here you go.
What is the best debut in wrestling, and why is it the gobbledygooker?
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, here we go. If you yourself was a pro wrestler, where would you see yourself in 5 years from now?
All right. It's a good one.
That is a good question. And our next guest, that'll be a fun question for him.
Yeah, it will be. It will
Yeah.
be.
Nice.
Unless we got our other guest in between there.
Yeah, that would even be.
Which you'd like that even more.
You would like
You'd
it
enjoy
even
that
more.
even more. We'll tell you when we're done.
I mean, I intend to watch it. I try to keep up with you guys as much as I can. Like, anytime that you guys pop up on a live, I'll try to sneak in there and freaking say my little comments, and then I'll dip back
Yeah, no
out.
doubt.
Listen,
Like last week.
You were a brother last week.
Yeah.
Or be a brother for him. You were a brother.
We did get a little over brothered too.
Yeah.
A little bit, but it's all right. Nothing wrong with that. That's what it's all about.
So once again, it's corporal punishment. It's Jamal Curtis Barker
Yep.
Jr.
Yep.
He is now with FSPW.
Yeah, get him plug your shit
Fire
again, man.
Star
Where you
Pro
at?
Wrestling.
FSPW, formerly Hog.
Gotta go people them all out. My New York peoples, people HOG, people LPW, Legacy Pro Wrestling out in New York, out here in North Carolina, FSPW, Firestar Pro Wrestling. Be on the lookout for Afterburn. You can check out some of the older afterburns on YouTube. If you look up FSPW, Firestar Pro Wrestling, there's just a bunch of different crazy matches that has happened already. You might see me floating around there somewhere, you know. Yeah, then we got the Boxcar show, Boxcar 21, and then right after the Path of Glory. It's ironic. That's the name of the show that I might debut on.
That's
Well,
nuts.
Yeah, we appreciate your time, and yeah,
And
it's you're such a good watch, and we like to see you grow. Like as we grow, everybody's growing, and
who'd have thought?
we'll keep it moving. We'll keep it
Who would
moving.
have thought? 2 years ago, watching Cody Rhodes win that stupid Royal Rumble that we beat.
So we were so mad.
Yeah.
The only thing we were happy about that night was Jada Parker and Stephanie Vaquera being in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Other than that, we were so pissed watching it. It was hilarious.
We had a good time, though. We had a good time.
Yeah,
did.
no, that yeah.
Sure
I
did.
actually drove from New York to Philly to go there to do that.
Yeah,
No shit.
he did. He
Yeah,
drove from New York
yeah.
to come watch Royal Rumble with us.
Well, you'll have to make the trek to NC, North Carolina sometime. I'm
Yeah,
thinking of there,
definitely.
so I got a place to stay at least. So
Look, man. Look, peep it. The second I get my crib, you know what I'm saying? Like, freaking, if I have a show, y'all could crash at the crib. Just come to the show. Come
No
peep
doubt.
it out.
hey, last we were talking about seeing wrestling anyway. You're gonna twist my arm. Yeah. My man, Corporal Punishment. Appreciate you coming on.
Yep,
BOD podcast. We'll see y'all again. Thanks for coming on.
Aaron, what do you normally say at the end of our episode?
Sack 'em.
Balls.